why is that such a hard thing for people to go, I have to be happy with me and I can't seek it from a car, a house, a phone, a new device? Why are we seeking self-love in an object and not in ourselves? Why is it so? And I know it's hard because I haven't perfected it by any stretch of the imagination. I'm a work in progress. You do things daily. Why is that happening all the time?
We are saturated with media that tells us we need more. We're not good enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not handsome enough. We're not buff enough. So we're saturated with message that tells us all the time that that will make us happy, that will help us to feel loved. Self-love is about having compassion, empathy, genuine care for oneself.
Yep.
The way that I practice self-love for me is that my natural personality, my way of being is that I love people and I love to give. I love to give and to help people and to be there for people. And if I don't look after me, I will be no good for them. So part of my job is to say I will do the best that I can to get enough sleep, to eat well, to exercise, to take care of my mind, to look after me. And that's not selfish because that will allow me to have enough energy to then give to the people that I love and care for, and to my job. My job takes an incredible amount of energy, and so that I can do my job well and genuinely and congruently, I must look after myself. So I think for us as human beings, we have been socially conditioned to believe that that is called selfishness, and that is not selfishness, that is self-care, so that a person can genuinely give and love and be for family, for friends, for work. Yeah,
and then the tough conversation out of that is then if you're doing that for you and you're getting feedback from a loved one that you are selfish and that self-love doesn't work, is that how do you just, well, not let, but that's the tough part, is that self-love is so important. If you get pushback, then obviously that's something you look, I understand we have different views, but I just have to love you where you are and continue on my journey because thank you for that feedback, but I'm not going to stop something now because you've said something that just opposes me at my core. And I've seen people give up on their dreams just because of someone that's they respect their opinion has had a bad day, they didn't get enough sleep, they didn't train, they ate poorly, they were hungover. Now, people hang on to that one comment for so long, and there's so many huge things that come up from there. And just touching base on self-love is that for people that go, oh, well, what's the point? And why do I do that? And there's plenty of successful people that don't, love, use that self-love when it comes to habits and things like that, but they're still very successful. You talk about judgment in your daily practice. When it comes to self-love, how do we make sure that judgment, because we're conditioned and programmed to a lot of things, to judge, I suppose, about whether I'm going to purchase this or do that or go with that brand, how do we help people understand that judgment isn't as important, that judgment of someone to you isn't that important? How do we have that stability of like, I hear what you're saying, but I'm going to continue on my journey? Because it's so quick to stop when we get that friction.
So authenticity then is really important, because when you were talking before and you were saying, if a loved one pushes back on that, I was thinking if my loved one said to me that is selfish what you're doing, then I would listen to what my loved one said, and I would say my intention isn't to harm you. My intention isn't to impact you. I recognise this is impacting you. How can we negotiate this? Because I want to give you what you want. I don't want to be selfish. And yet at the same time, in order for me to love you as fully and as wholly as I can, I need this. So how can we negotiate? Which is hard. I mean, that long-term relationship is tough.
Of course.
So negotiation is an important part of that.
Yeah.